good to go. They're just finishing there. You ready? Ladies and gentlemen, if you would please rise for the students and the platform party.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Would you please join Christopher Dietering in the singing of our national anthem and remain standing for the invocation by Pastor Ray Dickens.
O Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all thy sons command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land, glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Would you join me in prayer? Our good and gracious Father, our hearts are joyful and grateful as we gather on this blessed morning. Be with us and among us, Lord, during this ceremony, and may we celebrate with gladness the achievements of these graduating students. Be present with them and their families and friends as we all share in the joy of their achievements. We also remember and give thanks for the commitment and dedication of staff, faculty, administration, and governors of this college, without whom this day would not have been made possible. We pray your presence upon each one gathered here, and during this service, may we be instilled with your Spirit, which alone brings goodness, truth, and wisdom to each of us as individuals and to this world that we live in. Gracious Father, be with us now and with all that we do and say, in your precious name, amen.
Thank you, Pastor Dickens. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Welcome to the Loyalist College of Applied Arts and Technology 2013 Convocation. My name is John McMahon, and as Vice President Academic, it is my pleasure to act as Master of Ceremonies for this morning's exercises. Before we begin, I would ask that you check to ensure that phones and other electronic devices are turned off until the conclusion of the ceremony. In the event of a fire alarm, your exit routes are located behind me, through the doors on my left, and the doors at the back of the auditorium. Follow the exit signs out of the college, and once outside, proceed to move away from the building. As well, should there be an emergency response, please follow the instructions being provided. This morning, we are recognizing graduates of the School of Skilled Trades and Technology, the School of Biosciences, and the School of Business and Management Studies. Interpreting this morning's ceremony is Heidi Taus. Today's convocation is also being simulcast in Alumni Hall, located downstairs on the first floor. I would remind the graduates that they are to return to their seats once they have received their diplomas or certificates, until convocation is completed as a courtesy to others. We understand that some of you may wish to take a picture of the graduate at the eventful moment. If you do, I ask that at the appropriate time, you go by way of the back of the hall, down the side aisle to your left, and wait in the alcove on this side of the wall so that you are not obstructing the view of other members of the audience. That's to my right. It is now my pleasure to introduce Stuart Wright, Chair of the Board of Governors, who will officially open convocation.
Thank you, John. I declare the 46th Convocation of Loyalist College officially open. And on behalf of the Board of Governors, I welcome each and every one of you to this wonderful occasion and extend a special welcome to our distinguished guest of honor, Carol Stewart. And to you, our graduates, the Loyalist College class of 2013, today is your day, and we celebrate your achievements with you. We're gathered together to celebrate the awarding of college certificates and diplomas, and those receiving the documents today have every right to feel exceedingly proud of their accomplishment and to enjoy the recognition of their success from family and friends. What you have achieved here at Loyalist is going to provide you with the key to open the door to a most wonderful future. Today at Loyalist is the culmination of many choices you made, beginning with the decision to enroll at Loyalist. You chose your programs, you chose to work diligently when there were many other things you could have enjoyed doing or preferred doing, but you chose to excel, and now you are about to receive the formal recognition of that effort at Loyalist. It truly is a wonderful day in your life, and I'd like to take a brief moment to share with you some views on how to best build a future based on your achievement of today. Many of you will now enter the workforce armed with documentation that attests to your knowledge and your skills. That documentation gets you in the door, but from then on, your success rests solely on how you present yourself to your employers. Throughout my career in business, I met countless new graduates as they embarked on their own careers. And I found that in all of those that were very, very successful, they all had the same qualities in common. They were hard workers. They were reliable. You could count on those people. They were curious. They learned about the businesses that they were employed in. They became the role models. But most importantly, they communicated with their leaders to understand exactly what was expected of them, and then they carried out and met those expectations. So today, you are joining a group of Loyalist alumni that number over 35,000. And amongst that group are a very, very successful group of people who have excelled in a wide range of fields locally, provincially, across this great nation, and in fact, around the world. One of the things that Loyalist grads, fortunately, tend to do is not forget Loyalist. So please don't forget Loyalist. A great many of them become significant contributors to the foundation, which has helped perhaps some of you with financial support. And when you're in a position where you are able to help that foundation, I urge you to do so. Also, help Loyalist out. Participate in things like using the spa. The estheticians are here today. I had a manicure this week, so don't you forget it, wherever Judith is. It really is a great time for you. And I'm going to close with just a little story about some years ago when I was working in Saudi Arabia, and I was tasked to lead a communications convoy to provide telecommunications to the royal family who were out in the deep desert near the Iraq border. And I had a guide that I had 24 vehicles in my convoy. The guide that led me into the desert had the cross bandolier as a sidearm and a ceremonial dagger in his belt, and he knew where he was going in the desert. We followed him, and suddenly we drove into a basin in the desert which was full of soft sand, and all of the vehicles I was leading got bogged down in the sand. And I was furious, and I asked why our guide had led us into this, and his response through the translator was, "All drivers have eyes." That wasn't very satisfying at the time, but I did come to understand that what he was saying is you are responsible for the decisions that you make in your life, the choices and the decisions. So remember that. Keep it with you. All drivers have eyes. Make the right decisions. All the best. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair Wright. I would now like to call upon President Piercy, who will address the graduates and introduce our speaker for today. President Piercy.
Thank you, John. Chair Wright, Ms. Stewart, Pastor Dickens, members of the board, distinguished guests, Loyalist staff, graduating class of 2013, family and friends, good morning and welcome. Convocation is the ultimate celebration in the life of Loyalist College. Successful convocations are the result of the efforts and careful preparation of many members of our college family, who all take great pride in their roles in preparing the campus for today. I'd like to extend special thanks to our Director of Enrollment Services and Registrar, Laura Nauman, and her staff, my office staff, and our facilities services team who have worked diligently for the last several weeks to make our campus look wonderful inside and out. The only thing we couldn't control was the weather, so sorry about the showers, but they have made an important contribution to your day, all these people, as have many others. This has been another wonderful year at Loyalist, with many highlights to remember and to celebrate. Outstanding awards earned by Loyalist students, faculty, and graduates, ongoing developments on campus with invaluable support from our community partners who are helping us complete and equip the Sustainable Skills, Technology, and Life Sciences Center. The Skills Center project has earned the Silver Level LEED certification, designating important leadership in energy and environmental design, and we're very proud of that. That's just new news. And as the college moves closer to achieving our capital campaign goal of $6 million, we want to acknowledge many community partners who have helped us with donations of time, talents, and resources. Important support for the college is also reflected in a new partnership established with the W. Garfield Weston Foundation. The Weston Foundation is working with Loyalist on a pilot project to provide important student financial assistance for 60 individuals over the next 3 years who choose to study in the skilled trades or technology area. We've had an excellent response to that program so far, and we're delighted with it. And the most important highlight of the year, of course, to the graduating students, your individual success. Members of the graduating class, in a few moments you will receive your certificate or diploma. My heartfelt congratulations to each of you. You did it. It's particularly interesting to note that this year, members of the graduating class of the skills programs and the business programs really did Loyalists proud, as always, through the Enactus competition. Our team was in the Nationals again this year, and at Skills Ontario, we had a wonderful team there, and they did really well. To the graduating class, it's important to remember that each of you has not accomplished this very important life achievement, the attainment of a post-secondary credential, all on your own. Look around. There, as they have always been, are your parents, our dedicated and exceptional Loyalist professors and staff, significant others, children, relatives, and friends. And graduating students, I know you haven't been sitting very long, but would you please stand for a moment and join me in giving all these wonderful supporters a standing ovation? I know you'll agree they deserve it. Please. Thank you. You can be seated again. Thanks very much. It's just so important to acknowledge all the help and support. We are all so proud of you, and we are privileged to share in your celebration and, of course, to wish you continuing success as Loyalist graduates. I encourage you to feel very proud of your accomplishments, your college, and the future possibilities which lie wide open ahead of you. Feel proud of yourself, as Chair Stewart has said. You are joining the ranks of more than 35,000 Loyalist graduates who are making positive contributions, powerful positive contributions to their families, workplaces, and communities around the corner, across Ontario and Canada, and well beyond. Feel proud of your college. Thank you for choosing Loyalist. I hope that you will be among the 96% of our graduates who would recommend Loyalist to a family member or friend. That is a very high level of trust indeed, and we cherish it. One of the ways in which we are constantly reminded that Loyalist is an outstanding college is that Loyalist grads never cease to amaze us. When faculty and staff pass on stories of graduate achievement, or when grads come back to share their stories with us and with current students, we all feel great excitement and immense pride. Today, you are joining a family, just as you did when you first came through Loyalist doors. As you head off to your next life adventure, we say, as your family will say, keep in touch, please. To welcome you to the Loyalist alumni family, representatives of our Alumni Association are here today to congratulate you as you leave the stage. Our wonderful alumni publication, we mail it and we will find your address, is called Lasting Connections, and the newest edition is here today, hot off the press. Please have a look at it. I think you'll enjoy it. I'm confident that you will find, as I have as a proud Loyalist graduate, that your Loyalist connections are links which will endure and strengthen throughout your personal and professional lives. Feel proud of the awesome potential of the life that lies ahead of you. By earning a post-secondary credential, you have armed yourself with a powerful tool for making a significant positive difference. We have the privilege of living in this wonderful country with all of its freedoms and responsibilities and opportunities. We each have a responsibility to try to make society better through our involvement and our contributions. And with the challenges which the world faces today in our environment, in our economy, in every arena, your skills and talents will be more urgently needed than ever. Get involved, be engaged, keep inspiring us and challenging us, and keep your skills sharp by becoming a lifelong learner. We will welcome you back at any time. In closing, again, our warmest congratulations. We are so very proud of each of you, and you should feel deep and well-earned pride in yourself. Each of you is enriched Loyalist, and all of us, by your presence here. We are confident that you will continue to enrich the Loyalist story with your accomplishments. Enjoy every minute of this celebratory day, and on behalf of the entire Loyalist community, best wishes for a bright, happy, and rewarding future. Thank you. It is now my privilege to introduce our guest speaker for Convocation, Ms. Carol Stewart. Carol Stewart was appointed President, Kellogg Canada Inc. in October 2009. She also serves as a member of the Kellogg North America Leadership Team. Ms. Stewart has held a variety of sales and marketing leadership roles within Kellogg Canada. She began her career as a brand manager for Eggo and Pop-Tarts in May 1989, and over the next 11 years held a number of roles within the Canadian Marketing Organization, including Senior Category Manager in 1993, Marketing Director, Kids Cereals in 1995, and Marketing Director, Cereals in 1996. In 1998, she was promoted to the role of Vice President Marketing, where she assumed responsibility for the company's convenience foods business. Ms. Stewart joined the Canadian sales team as Vice President in September 2001. 4 years later, she was promoted to Senior Vice President Sales, Kellogg Canada. Her leadership in this role was key to strengthening the team's analytic, strategic planning, and execution capabilities. In 2007, Ms. Stewart resigned from Kellogg Canada to spend more time with her family. Rejoining the company in her current role as President, Kellogg Canada, she brings with her a total of more than 15 years of Kellogg experience. Ms. Stewart holds a Bachelor of Business Administration from Wilfrid Laurier University. Ms. Stewart and her husband Richard reside in Mississauga, and they have 2 children. Ms. Stewart is joined this morning by Laurez Tomei, Director, Corporate Communications and Corporate Affairs, Kellogg Canada, Claude Boyle, Human Resources Manager, Kellogg Canada Belleville Plant, and Peter Gola, Operations Manager, Kellogg Canada Belleville Plant. Kellogg and its leadership team and employees are wonderful community partners to Loyalist, and we are delighted to be celebrating Kellogg's staff graduating from the Process Operator Food Manufacturing Apprenticeship Program this morning, among our many other graduating students. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming our guest speaker for Convocation, a distinguished Canadian industry leader, Ms. Carol Stewart.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for that kind introduction. But I have been told that if I do a really good job by Chair Wright, he said if I do a really good job, he might even thank me. So I'm going to need your support at the end to show him how good a job I did. So I'll wait for your response, because it would be really nice to hear a thank you from him. I am very pleased to be here today to address the proud graduating class. It's an honor to be part of such an important day for you and your families as we celebrate your accomplishments. Graduating from college is no small feat. It takes hard work and sacrifice, and not just your own. Today is also a day for your families and friends to celebrate because, as we all know, success requires the love and support of many, and I know they are proud of your accomplishments. Today will be a happy memory you will look back on fondly when you are old and gray. Savor the moment. So let me start by congratulating you for successfully completing your programs and what programs they are. This room is filled with exactly the type of fresh technical knowledge and skills that our country needs to compete and win in the 21st century. Whether it's the science whizzes in chemistry, environmental science, and biotechnology from the Biosciences School, or the skilled trades grads with their sector-specific know-how, or the business management leaders of the future who will help Canadian businesses run smoothly. You all now have the skills to hit the ground running and make a real and significant contribution. So my remarks today will focus on three key themes: what you should expect when you go out and join Canada's workforce, both the opportunities and the challenges, a little bit about my leadership journey, and finally some personal words of advice. But before I start, let me thank the faculty and staff of Loyalist College for inviting me here today. Kellogg Canada is thrilled to have such a collaborative relationship with Loyalist. Many of you may know that Kellogg's has a major cereal plant here in Belleville. What you might not know is that Loyalist College has become a trusted partner of ours. Not only are many of our team members Loyalist grads, but the college also supports our recruiting and training efforts in many ways. Simply put, Loyalist College has made us feel very welcome right from the start of our time here in Belleville, providing needed expertise right here in our community. So being invited to speak here today is a real pleasure. So as with many generations of workers, the labor market this class will face will have its share of opportunities and challenges. Despite the current employment challenges that Canada, and in particular Ontario, has faced in the recent economic recession, most experts continue to forecast a future in the coming decades where the supply of workers in Ontario will fail to keep pace with the demand. A key driver in this trend is the changing structure of Ontario's workforce. Our population is simultaneously aging and growing more slowly. In addition, the birth rate is expected to remain below the rate necessary to maintain long-term population growth. As a consequence, Ontario, like the rest of Canada, will have to contend with the impact of a decline in labor force participation rates that typically accompany an aging population. This trend will force employers to look for skilled workers from other countries and other provinces. Skills training is a hot topic at present. Governments are grappling with ways to address skills shortages in critical areas while unemployment rates remain high in others. Expect this challenge to continue throughout your careers as the technical skills you learned at Loyalist grow in value to potential employers. But you have to work to stay on the cutting edge of your field, a critical success factor I'll address in greater detail in a few moments. So as you begin your careers, you will be assessed for potential leadership roles. Formally or informally, it happens all the time. Employers know the value of leadership and are constantly looking for leaders amongst their staff. The fact is that our most successful teams, whether it be in business, academia, or not-for-profit, at some point, everyone is good. Everyone knows how to do their jobs, or they simply wouldn't be there. What sets people apart is their capacity to demonstrate leadership. So I thought I would use my opportunity before you today to talk about what I think can help you become a good leader, regardless of where you land and the role you hold in an organization. But before I do, a little bit about my own personal journey. So how does an aspiring gym teacher from South Gloucester, which is this tiny little place just outside of Ottawa, end up as CEO and president of Kellogg Canada? Well, I grew up in a big family. I'm one of 7 kids. So those of you from large families will know the lessons that teaches you. I learned about respecting the opinion of others, managing the importance of being a team player, and really fighting for your personal space. The old joke about being in a big family is that the first step in the morning is usually the best fed and the best dressed, and that was true in my family. But seriously, I had the love and support of a wonderful family, and that is carried on to my own family now, as my husband Rick and I have 2 wonderful kids, one that's actually just started university. So I learned early on how the people around you in both your personal life and professional circles can contribute to your personal growth, whether it's a relative, a friend, a colleague, a mentor, a coach, or a teacher. But you need to be open to the lessons and advice given. Although I must admit, it did take me a long time to accept the fact that my parents might be right about a few things that they were teaching me growing up. Now, while I was in university at Laurier, Wilfrid Laurier, I was fortunate enough to meet the woman who would have the biggest influence on my life outside of my family. Her name was Cookie Leach, and she was my varsity volleyball coach. On many levels, she was a very tough taskmaster. Early in the first year, I was unsure whether I could handle the physical toll the exhausting and time-consuming practices were having on my body, not to mention my free time. Cookie encouraged me to stick it out, telling me I would soon be in shape to handle the workouts, that I would make lifelong friendships, and I would regret it if I quit. And she was right. Not only did I endure, I embraced the challenge to become the best volleyball player that I could be and was voted captain or co-captain of my team 3 of the 4 years that I played. And through a combination of encouragement, challenges, and tough love, and translate that to lots of running laps, push-ups, and other physical punishments, Cookie motivated me to push myself both physically and mentally, beyond what I thought my limits were. She wouldn't let me say can't, and she encouraged me to both see and believe that I could do anything that I wanted. She had great faith in me and made me want to improve every day. I carried this winning spirit with me from that point on. And as I noted earlier, a tough labor market pushed me to business school over teachers college. And I was lucky enough to land a job at a great company like Kellogg a few years after I graduated. I worked in marketing and I loved it. I was on top of the world, working for a respected company on some of the greatest brands in the world. I mean, Eggo and Pop-Tarts, how can you not love that? But I learned early, thanks to some chance mentoring from our then CEO, that to be a true professional and a leader, I needed to make some changes. I needed to take risks. I needed to learn how other areas of the company worked, and I needed to think and act like a professional. And that means I needed to understand what I wanted my personal brand to be. So I volunteered for projects that pushed me outside my comfort zone. And once I learned to deal with the fear and worry that entailed, I was surprised at how much I grew as a result. I spent 11 years in marketing at Kellogg, slowly taking on increased business and people responsibility and volunteering for as many projects as I could until I reached the ranks of Vice President of Marketing. It was at this time that I found myself at a crossroad. While I loved the people, the passion, and the culture, I felt as though I needed a change. I needed to see what else was out there, spread my wings, so to speak. So I accepted a position in marketing at Dell Computers. Now, my 18 months at Dell taught me many things, but the most valuable lesson was the importance of finding a workplace that aligns with your personal values. You simply can't be passionate about what you do otherwise. And if you aren't passionate about your work, you can't inspire and motivate others to be as well. In short, you can't lead. So I realized I was passionate about Kellogg's, the people, the culture, the products. So when they offered me the role of Vice President of Sales, even though I had not worked a single day in sales, I jumped at the chance to rejoin a culture very much congruent with my own values. So once again, I found myself in an unfamiliar place outside my comfort zone, and this move to sales was by far my biggest stretch yet, but I knew it was right for me. I knew I had the passion, the experience, and the confidence to lead and motivate others. And most importantly, I was surrounded by great people who shared the same passion and drive to make a difference. The experience I gained in that role eventually opened the door to my current position as President and CEO. My experience over the years has led me to believe that leadership at all levels has 2 basic components. The first is to find something you are really passionate about. An industry, a company, a cause, a job, something that you can sink your teeth into and get behind. Great things happen when people get passionate about what they do. And when you find a job you are passionate about, it becomes easy to show that passion with positive energy and optimism, which in turn inspires others around you. Second, and perhaps most importantly, is to put yourself out there, emotionally and mentally. As a leader, if you want to win the hearts and minds of the people that you work with, you do have to give your own. You need to identify a common goal, a goal that ignites passion and propels people to great heights. So now I want to share 3 pieces of advice that I have learned, often the hard way, that align with my ideas about leadership. So first, have the humility and lifelong hunger to learn. It's been noted that conscious learning involves some degree of injury to self-esteem, admitting we might not know it all on a particular subject. We've all seen how young children learn so easily because they are free of the pressure to know it all. My advice, stay young metaphorically. That doesn't mean be immature. It means remaining vigilant that lifelong learning is a commitment you have to make to yourself daily. And remember, no one knows it all. Be wary of anyone that thinks they do. Learning and being open to new things helps you find your passion regardless of where you are. Don't be afraid to admit your mistakes and learn from them, because it's rarely about the mistake itself, it's about how you deal with that truly matters in the end. Secondly, push yourself outside your comfort zone and be open to new experiences. Doing so will lead you in directions you had not even considered. It is easy to shy away from an opportunity out of fear of failing, but I can tell you I would not be here today if I hadn't consistently challenged myself. I failed often, sometimes spectacularly, and I was often terrified. But learning to push myself past that fear taught me lessons I would never have learned about business, but also about myself. Lessons I would never have learned had I played it safe. And finally, believe you can make a difference. You get to choose the kind of person you want to be, the kind of life you want to lead, and the impact you will have on others, and you do have an impact on others. The key is to believe in yourself and the choices you make. Believing is tricky business, no doubt about it. But if you want what you've never had, you must believe you can do what you've never done. It's something my boss reminds me of all the time. So my closing wish for you, Loyalist grads of class of 2013, is that you will all know the satisfaction of rising above self-doubt and making a positive difference on the world around you, of challenging yourself to get out of your comfort zone and to learn and grow, and of finding the passion that helps you live a career you are proud of. Thank you, and again, congratulations and good luck.
Well, I'd certainly like to thank Carol Stewart for joining us on this special occasion and delivering such a memorable address to the graduating class of 2013. That really was remarkable. I'm pleased to announce that the Board of Directors, by virtue of the authority invested in it, has authorized me to award Carol the highest tribute of Loyalist College, an honorary diploma in Applied Arts and Technology, in recognition of her extensive experience in the private sector, her passion and advocacy as a community leader, and her leadership in the exceptional success and contributions of Kellogg Canada, Inc. Loyalist College is privileged to have Carol address Convocation 2013 and accordingly pays to her its highest academic tribute.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the formal part of our ceremony where the certificates, diplomas, advanced diplomas, and awards will be presented. President Piercy, it is my privilege to report to you that the candidates here assembled have qualified in all respects for certificates, diplomas, and advanced diplomas by successfully completing curricula offered by the School of Skilled Trades and Technology, the School of Biosciences, and the School of Business and Management Studies at Loyalist College. They have been recommended by the faculty to be awarded certificates, diplomas, or advanced diplomas in recognition of their academic accomplishments.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Governors of Loyalist College, I do hereby confer on our graduates their respective Ontario College certificates, diplomas, or advanced diplomas with all the honors, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto.
President Piercy, on behalf of the graduates not present, I request that you confer their certificates, diplomas, and advanced diplomas in absentia.
I so do.
Ladies and gentlemen, members of the academic team from the School of Skilled Trades and Technology, the School of Biosciences, and the School of Business and Management Studies will oversee the conferring of diplomas. During the next part of the program, we will be presenting the graduates who will proceed across the stage to receive congratulations from the President and a member of the Board of Governors. In order that we can clearly hear everyone's name, we ask your cooperation in withholding your applause until each group has been presented. Those taking photographs are reminded to use the designated area to the left of the stage. Graduates will be presented by Jim Whiteway, Acting Dean for the School of Skilled Trades and Technology, and Dan Holland, Dean for the School of Biosciences and the School of Business and Management Studies. I would now like to introduce Acting Dean Jim Whiteway.
Governor Dockrell, it's my pleasure to present the recipients of Loyalist College certificates, Ontario College certificates and awards in Academic Career Entrance Program, Automotive Service Technician, Process Operator Food Manufacturing Apprenticeship, Electrical Techniques, and Mechanical Techniques. Loyalist College certificates, Academic and Career Entrance Programs. Helga Bastian. Helga is also the recipient of the Alumni Award for Academic Proficiency in Academic and Career Entrance Programs. Lacey Biermer Spodler. Carl Segan. Dean's List. Precious Dunca. Dylan Fleming, Dean's List. Jennifer Grimmeth, Dean's List. Jeffrey Grimmeth, Dean's List. Emily Harrison, Dean's List. Emily is also the recipient of the Eileen McLaughlin Memorial Award for a graduate who best exemplifies Eileen's ideals and spirit, honesty, hardworking, and concern for others. Ashley Horde, Dean's List. Christina Kolovos, Dean's List. Catherine Nicolopoulos, Dean's List. Jordan Pedius, Dean's List. Ashley Powers. Christopher Rosborough, Dean's List. William Shields, Dean's List. Shannon Thompson, Dean's List. Brandon Vance. Nicole Vosper. Lynn White, Dean's List. From Automotive Apprenticeship, Perry Bloom. Craig Buckley. Joel Fallis. Joel is also the recipient of the Hotch Auto Parts Tool Award for academic excellence in both practical and theory components. Brett Gannon. Alan Gill. Lucas Hildenbrand. Hessel Kamstra. Jonah Menengwa. Andrew Marshman. Adam Medeiros. Brandon Minnie. Terry Quirk. Andrew Shantz. Andrew is also the winner of the Trudeau Family Award for Outstanding Achievement in the Advanced Segment of the Automotive Service Technician Program. Timothy Simpson. In the Process Operator Food Manufacturing Apprenticeship, and we'd like to welcome Carol back to the stage. Dale Asselstein. Lisa Dornbus. Rodney Gibbs. Aaron Johnson. Todd Oliver. Timothy O'Rourke. Tushar Patel. David Sine. Michael Smith. Thank you. Thank you, Governor Dockrell. Governor Hagerman, it is my pleasure to present the recipients of Ontario College certificates, Ontario College diplomas and awards in motive power fundamentals, welding techniques, electrical engineering technician, manufacturing engineering technician, and motive power technician service and management. Electrical techniques. Alexander Hurst, Dean's List. Matthew Prasad. Jared Winterburn, Dean's List. Mechanical Techniques. Brian Lane, Dean's List. Scott Robinson, Dean's List. Ali Zemdar. In Motive Power Fundamentals, Tyler Bowman. Taylor Cole, Dean's List. Evan Fletcher, Dean's List. Jamie Hensby. Alyssman Johansson. Tim Marquette, Dean's List. Ben Mulvihill, Dean's List. Isaac Salam, Dean's List. Sean Sousa, Dean's List. From Welding Techniques, Jake Ascott, Dean's List. Tyler Beer, Dean's List. Candace Cook. Bradley Duncan. Adam Ferret. Tyler Graham. Kenneth Harrington, Dean's List. Nicole Keller, Dean's List. Leslie DeTurno, Dean's List. Justine Pilbrow. Jerry Potter, Dean's List. Benjamin Quaid. Mitchell Smith, Dean's List. Ontario College Diplomas. Electrical Engineering Technician. Benjamin Adams, Dean's List. Michael Hoskin, Dean's List. Ryan McMurder, Dean's List. Christopher McWilliam, Dean's List. Jacob Miles. Colin Patrick. Jacob Provis. Justin Thomas, Dean's List. Jonathan Turgeon, Dean's List. Carl Upton Iron, Dean's List. Manufacturing Engineering Technician. Wellesley Dunning. Preston Ginyadek. Preston is also graduating with a certificate in residential drafting and design. Alan Panning Batten. Travis Smith, Dean's List. Bradley Stubbs, Dean's List. Motive Power Technician. Mason Atkinson, Dean's List. Robert Bamlett, Dean's List. Rebecca Bergwan, Dean's List. Bradley Miller, Dean's List. Adrian Nizio, Dean's List. Mark Oliver. Brent Robertson, Dean's List. Kyla Segobin, Dean's List. Sorry. Verinder Singh, Dean's List. Welding Techniques, Brock Thompson. Tompkins, I'm sorry, Brock. Thank you, Governor Hagerman. Governor Kleinschmidt, it's my pleasure to present the recipients of Ontario College Certificates, Ontario College Diplomas and Awards in Culinary Skills Chef Training, Culinary Management, and Aesthetics and Spa Management. Ontario College Certificate, Culinary Skills Chef Training. Peter Davis, Dean's List. Peter is also the recipient of the Spirit Award for dedication for demonstrating an unstoppable spirit and dedication to culinary arts. Dawn Hill. Chelsea Kinghorn. Catherine Malcolm. Daniel McDonald. Aaron Murphy. Rachel Ossel, Dean's List. Kendall Rich, Dean's List. Brennan Roy, Dean's List. Brennan is also the recipient of the Pearson Professionalism Award for professionalism and excellence in all his endeavors. Kayla Ryan, Dean's List. Betty Van Wert, Dean's List. Andrew Wood, Dean's List. Andrew is also the recipient of the Spirit Award for dedication for demonstrating an unstoppable spirit and dedication to the culinary arts. Ontario College Diploma, Culinary Management. Jennifer Ashton, Dean's List. Jennifer is the recipient of the Chef's Choice Olaf Nicholson Dedication Award for dedication to excellence in the culinary management program. Sarah Berman, Dean's List. Victoria Cullinan. April Campbell, Dean's List. Mariliana Church, Dean's List. Matthew Drapeau. Marianne Greenhorn, Dean's List. Marianne is also the recipient of the Wiley Award for dedication to peers and faculty in the culinary management program. Andrea Hubble, Dean's List. Andrea is the recipient of the Chef Drew Ferguson Award of Excellence for the student who best demonstrates all-around culinary maturity, excellence, dedication, and honor. Amanda Keys, Dean's List. Mackenzie Costas, Dean's List. Brandon Lowe, Dean's List. Brianne Miracle. Kristen McIsaac, Dean's List. Lucas Mullins. Lucas is also the recipient of the Hendricks Award for Improvement and Dedication to Excellence for the Most Improved Student. Amelia Rutter, Dean's List. David Stewart. Michael Vanderhayden, Dean's List. Michael is also the recipient of the Slow Food the County Farm to Table Award of Excellence for demonstrating a deep-seated appreciation of integral nature of farm-to-table cuisine. William Ward, Dean's List. Aesthetics and Spa Management. Chelsea Astle, Dean's List. Aaliyah Boyd, Dean's List. Andrea Chamberlain, Dean's List. Miranda Clow, Dean's List. Megan Corris, Dean's List. Shannon Dillon, Dean's List. Shannon is also the recipient of the International Dermal Institute Award for Academic Proficiency in the Aesthetics and Spa Management Program. Deborah Merrill, Dean's List. Deborah is also the recipient of the International Dermal Institute Award for Academic Proficiency in the Aesthetics and Spa Management Program. Deanna Pitt, Dean's List. Lisa Post. Carrie Reed, Dean's List. Megan Ropp, Dean's List. Emily Warren. Thank you, Governor Kleinschmidt. This concludes the conferring of Loyalist College certificates, Ontario College certificates, and Ontario College diplomas for the School of Skilled Trades and Technology. I would now like to introduce Dan Holland, the Dean of the School of Biosciences and the School of Business and Management Studies. Thank you.
I was on this afternoon. On this afternoon. Almost. Second last. Governor Orrick, it is my pleasure to present the recipients of Ontario College Certificates, Ontario College Diplomas, Ontario College Advanced Diplomas and Awards in Chemical Laboratory Assistant, Biotechnology Technician, Chemical Engineering Technician, Environmental Technician, Biotechnology Technologist, Chemical Engineering Technologist, and Environmental Technologist. Ontario College Certificates. Chemical Laboratory Assistant, Nicole McIntosh. Ontario College Diploma, Biotechnology Technician, Marshall Amin. Allison Chapman, Dean's List. Amanda Dominic. Nicole Harris, Dean's List. Kartik Joshi. Susan LeBlanc, also graduating with a 2-year diploma in environmental technician. Tegan Mandeville, Dean's List, Bioscience Faculty Award recipient, the Bioscience Faculty Award for Excellence in Biotechnology Technician Program, and the Herbert Young Scholarship Award for Outstanding Academic Achievement and Participation in College Life. Mr. Young was president of Loyalist College from 1970 to 1988. Congratulations. Rahul Panali. Jarakud Patel. Dean's List. Kartik Joshi. Oh, I think the cards fell over. I thought I'd read that name. Vabal Patel. Vikas Patel, Dean's List. Alpesh Rana. Mohammedixi Shaheen. Darshana Shah. Dean's List. Monica Vardy. Should be Monica. Venikesh Vadura. Chemical Engineering Technician. Dennis Greenhow, Dean's List. Connor Lowe. Connie. Scott Winters, Dean's List, and winner of the recipient, the Insdale Award for having shown unrealized practical potential during their second year. Environmental Technician. Ricardo Bassini. Dean's List. Sorry, Ricardo. Picking up on that. Amy Belleville. Shane Christie. Christina DeWitt, Dean's List. Shirley Huey. Dana Jensen. Calvin Marshall. Josh Miller, Dean's List. Milan Patel, Dean's List. Adam Varecki, also graduating with a one-year certificate as Chemical Laboratory Assistant. Danielle Whittacoke, Dean's List, and recipient of the Insdale Award for having shown unrealized practical potential during their second year. Ontario College Advanced Diploma. Biotechnology Technologist. Gabrielle Cote. Dean's List, also graduating with two-year diploma in Chemical Engineering Technician. Colin Dixonson, Dean's List. Jordan Gabriel, Dean's List. Megan Hughes, Dean's List. Paige Jackman. Michelle Logan. Robert McCracken, Dean's List. Dion Short, Dean's List. Michelle Stewart, Dean's List. Christopher Sokol. Amberly Vesterfeld, also graduating with a one-year certificate in Chemical Laboratory Assistant. Chemical Engineering Technologist. Brooke Belfall, Dean's List. 。 . 。 . 。 . . . . . . . . . . . 。 . 。 。 。 . 。 . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . 。 . . . . . . . . . . . . . . .
.
Michael Cornier, Dean's List, recipient of the Keith Stanley Award for Chemistry for an overall proficiency in laboratory skills and a congenial classroom disposition. Max Cole, Dean's List. Christine Cowie, Dean's List.
So I have to come down.
Michael Colmo, Dean's List. Kimberly Lupton, Dean's List. Vanessa Pylon, Dean's List. Brittany Smith. Environmental Technologist. Christy Delage, Dean's List. Patricia Hedrick. Kevin Lowe. Stephanie Mossy, Dean's List. Rachel Parr, Dean's List. Tammy Rogers, Dean's List. Patrick Whittier. Thank you, Governor Orrick. This concludes the conferring of Ontario College certificates, Ontario College diplomas, and Ontario College advanced diplomas for the School of Biosciences. I would now like to present graduates from the School of Business and Management Studies. Governor Smith. Governor Smith, it's my pleasure to present the recipients of Ontario College diplomas, Ontario College advanced diplomas, Ontario College graduate certificates, and awards in business accounting, business sales and marketing, business administration, accounting, business administration, and sports and entertainment sales and marketing. Ontario College diploma, business accounting. Kimberly Burt, Dean's List. Andrew Carty. Carly Grevling, Dean's List. Anthony Jokomikis, Dean's List. Karen Johansson, Dean's List, recipient of the Welch LLP Award for the highest grade in the taxation course. Justin Johnson, Dean's List. Christopher Lang, Dean's List. Lauren McCormick, Dean's List. Kevin Morin and friend. Bhuta Singh, Dean's List. Haley Van Engler. Laura Westerhoof, Dean's List. Business. Eric Adams, Dean's List. Jennifer Borsma, Dean's List. Amy Bronson, Dean's List. Jessica Chartrand, Dean's List. Kix Eden, Dean's List. Okay. No problem. Sharina Gardner, Dean's List. Bree Gardner, Dean's List. Elizabeth Krischuk, Dean's List, recipient of the Steve Hope Memorial Award for High Academics in the Business Communication Computer Application course. Kyle Lucier. Fallon Matthews. Bobby Milligan, Dean's List. Jared Molker, Dean's List. Colin Myers, Dean's List, recipient of the Steve Hope Memorial Award for High Academics in the Business Communication Computer Applications course. Megan Page, Dean's List. Stephanie Peterbaugh, Dean's List. Thundup Ringpaw, Dean's List. Bradley C., Dean's List. Nicole Shepard. Samuel Sine, Dean's List. Ranjit Singh, Dean's List. Mackenzie Tamil, Dean's List. Kristen Thompson, Dean's List. Business Sales and Marketing. Jessica Batchelor, Dean's List. Shannon Chambers, Dean's List. Jenna Defoe, Dean's List. Tonya Evers, Dean's List. Andrew Fleeler. Yeah, I know well. Sarah Hunt, Dean's List. Colton Lasher. Samuel McDonald. Kelly Manley. Brittany Nickeljohn, Dean's List. Nancy Mendez. Sarah Morenzi. Randy Nichols. Natalia Paletti. Close? Patalia. Thank you. Tawny Rowe, Dean's List. Samuel Sanderson. Hey. Short. Jordan Stencil. David Tremblay. Jonathan Villeneuve. Sarah Walker. Chelsea Weatherup, recipient of the Loyalist College Business Sales Program Advisory Committee Paul Gadet Award for outstanding achievement in the business sales program. Dean's List. Ontario College Advanced Diplomas. Business Administration Accounting. Mary Beattie. Tranya Brown. Amanda Downey, Dean's List. Sylvain Ether, Dean's List. Also graduating with a 2-year diploma in business accounting. Kyle Giddings, Dean's List. Connor Hamilton, Dean's List. Brandon Hoekstra. Tammy Hollywood, Dean's List. Robert Julian, Dean's List. Patrick McDonald, Dean's List. Matthew Mills, Dean's List. Robert Mitchell. Sherry Pinole, Dean's List. Kishore Pakurl, Dean's List, also graduating 2-year diploma in business accounting. Mallory Reynolds, Dean's List. Business Administration. Ariana Clement. Board Member Dickinson, Dean's List, recipient of the Robert Thompson Award for Excellence in the Capstone Projects course. Charles Dixon, Dean's List. Taylor McWhirter, also graduating with two-year diploma in business. David Pickett, also graduating with two-year diploma in business. David is also the outgoing board member for students at Loyalist College. Congratulations, Governor Pickett. Cassandra Siemens. Mary Webster, Dean's List. Ontario College Graduate Certificate, Sports and Entertainment Sales and Marketing. Candace Rose Gagnon, Dean's List. Kyla Henderson, Dean's List. Melissa Kam, Dean's List. Andrew Peacock. Thank you, Governor Smith. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the conferring of Ontario College diplomas, Ontario College Advanced Diplomas, and Ontario College Graduate Certificates for the School of Business and Management Studies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating all of the graduates. And now Board Chair Stuart Wright will officially close Convocation.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank the staff from the Registrar's Office and the Maintenance Department for their work in preparing for Convocation. It really is a significant undertaking. I'd also like to thank our string duo, Marion Stratton and Linda Minty, and of course our piper, Bruce Anderson from 8 Wing Pipes and Drums. Now it's Charlie, isn't it? Charlie. It's not Bruce. It's, You are all invited to join us for a reception in the Parrott Center immediately following the ceremony. I declare now Convocation 2013 officially closed. I would ask that everyone please rise for the benediction and the singing of the Royal Anthem and remain standing for the processional. Thank you.
It's been my privilege to be a part of the ceremony today. And as I stand before you, and we have sat for so long, I can appreciate my congregation for sitting so long while I preach. So I will have some sympathy for them. But let's close this ceremony with some prayer. Our good and gracious Father, Creator and Sustainer of mankind, may the destiny you have placed before us as educated women and men take root in us. May those who have graduated here today eagerly share their knowledge for the benefit and good of others and for our world. May their understanding of life be broadened, deepened, and enriched. May their imagination be touched with new vision that embraces the possibility of service and stewardship. Keep them from discouragement by the beacon of life and hope that shines even in the darkest of hours. May the encompassing spirit of all faiths be with each of us, guiding our hearts and minds and giving these graduates courage and purpose on the journey that lies ahead of them. We thank you. In Jesus' name, amen.
God save our gracious Queen, long live our noble Queen. God save the Queen. Send her victorious, happy and glorious, long to reign over us. God save